Graduates and guests, good afternoon. Welcome to the University of Adelaide's graduation ceremony. This afternoon's ceremony is from graduates from the Faculty of Health and Medical Sciences. The ceremony will commence very shortly, and the university has a contract photographer to take photos during the service. If you wish to take photos during the ceremony, I would ask that you do it discreetly from your seat with the flash off. To maintain the ceremony's sense of occasion, for safety reasons, guests are not permitted to enter the galleries upstairs, and please do not sit on the steps in the balcony area. Thank you and enjoy the ceremony. Graduates and guests, the academic procession is about to enter the hall. We'll be singing the national anthem after this, the words of which are on page 11 of the program. Please now stand for the academic procession and remain standing for the national anthem.
I, David Hill, Deputy Chancellor of the University of Adelaide, have the great pleasure of declaring open this congregation for the purposes of presenting degrees. Distinguished guests, parents, relatives, friends, and especially our graduates, this is a wonderful day, a very special, a very happy day when we are able to celebrate the graduation of our students, and what a privilege that is. We acknowledge this afternoon the Kaurna people, past and present, the original custodians of the Adelaide Plains, and thus the land on which we meet today and on which the university's campuses are built. We acknowledge the Kaurna people's ongoing spiritual connection to this wonderful land. Well, graduates, your graduation is an opportunity to reflect on all the hard work that has led you to this day, and to celebrate the wonderful future that awaits you. It's a great source of pride for you, and it is also for us at the university a sense of great pride and satisfaction to see you here today celebrating this great milestone. Whatever direction your careers and your life take you, we trust that the knowledge and skills you have acquired here will stand you in good stead. Certainly in your working lives, your professional lives, but also in your lives more generally. It's also my great pleasure to introduce our orator today. We're joined today by Mr. Frank Wheats, and having spent some time with Frank, I'm looking forward very much to hearing what Frank has to say. Frank Wheats is the CEO of ACH Group, quite an iconic South Australian aged care provider. They provide services right across the community in residential living, residential aged care, and also the NDIS, having been around now for almost 70 years. Frank is very passionate about making a difference in people's lives, ensuring that all 1,800 members of the ACH Group love what they do, and that all their clients get to live a good life the way they want to. Personally, Frank is a strong contributor to the community. He holds many boards and advisory positions, including the Health and Medical Industries Ministerial Advisory Panel, the Aged and Community Services Australia Council, the Concordia College Finance Committee. Frank, as you'll tell from his accent, is also the Honorary Consul for the Kingdom of the Netherlands here in South Australia and the Northern Territory. For us at the university, we're also very grateful for Frank's voluntary contribution to our health and biotech industry advisory board. So without further ado from me, please join me in welcoming Mr. Frank Wheats.
Thank you, Deputy Chancellor. All right, good afternoon. First of all, a big congratulations to those graduating today. You have achieved something very special, particularly after such a tough 2020. And I hope you're sitting here today feeling very proud of your achievements. I'm sure your loved ones and your friends and your families do. Let me also acknowledge again the Deputy Chancellor, the Deputy Vice Chancellor and Vice Presidents of Research, members of staff, and of course, distinguished guests. And furthermore, let me also acknowledge that we're meeting on the land of the Kaurna people and that we are respecting their elders past, present, and emerging. So as you wrap up your studies today and embark on your career, I was asked to give you some advice, reflecting on my own career and my own experiences, words of wisdom. As I was thinking about this speech late yesterday, I would say the first piece of advice that I would like to give you as you are pondering your next steps, your career, is all around client centricity. So since I joined this sector 2.5 years ago, the health sector, but before that, many years in professional services and indeed the manufacturing industry. And I often get asked the question, Frank, is there any difference? And I always say that quite pertinently for this group, I always say it is not about the disease, it is all about the patient. And often I've learned in my career that experts like to apply their functional knowledge to their problem, which for accountants in my previous career meant doing tax return and audits. And indeed, in my current world, my nurses like to fix the clinical problem. Yet that doesn't always equate to a happy customer. And let me explain you why. A few years ago, ACH Group embarked on a study together with the University of Adelaide. And we asked our older residents and our customers what they consider a good life. And I want you to picture an older person with, let's say, a heart condition or early onset of dementia, because those are the people who asked the question. And they said to us, Frank, we want to remain healthy. We want to have an optimal focus on our well-being. We want to be in control, making our own decision. We want to be optimistic, having things to look forward to. We want to be unique, acknowledge that my life has not lived before and won't be lived again. I want to contribute and engage, and I want to participate full in life. And I want to have a sense of belonging. I want to be part of the community. And the reason why I'm raising those 6 elements today is that it is something that I'm very passionate about, challenging stereotypes. Ageism is very real in society, and we as leaders need to tackle ageism at ACH Group. And I can tell you, speaking to many older persons each day, all they say to me, Frank, age is a number, and I want to be valued. So I thought, as you are graduating today, by sharing those 6 elements, I was hoping that you, for yourself, see that those elements are universal truths, that they all apply for younger persons, older persons, people with a disability, and indeed yourself. And regardless of your stream here today, I would hope that one of the key takeaways is think about your clients and not about their condition or their illness. The second piece I would want to give you as an advice is grabbing the opportunity when it arises, and don't be overly concerned by your plan. I wasn't planning to join the aged care sector. I wasn't even planning to migrate to Australia. I joined after my master's in the Netherlands as a consultant, was very keen to prove to the world how smart I was, and a couple of years in my career I went a bit too far and I blew myself up and I had to do something else, and that was a sliding moment for me and had to change my career and changed my job, and was able not to be a consultant but be more in a market-facing role. A few years later, I had an opportunity, quite opportunistic, to migrate. I took the opportunity, came here with no job, no money, and no one knew anything about my background. I joined another organization in this country, PwC, joined many boards, was focused on contributing to my community, and through that process got an opportunity to join an aged care business. And I think the point that I would like to make is, as I reflect on my 20 years, that it was never about what I knew. It was always about my attitudes, my values, my having an opportunity to have a go. And despite me planning everything, it didn't always work out. And so my second advice would be to you all today, whatever your career brings to you, plan, but also be clear that sometimes plans don't always work out, and that's okay. And it's in those sliding door moments, that you have an opportunity to grab it. And I would reflect on my career. If I didn't see those opportunities for what they were, I might have had a complete different life. And I would say I'm very happy what I've achieved over the last few years. And the third thing I want to say, because they say all good things come in three, is that it is about the current times and it is all about change and disruption. I've worked in quite a number of countries in different roles, served lots of industries, and as I stand here today, change and disruption is felt in almost any country, in any industry, and this will continue. COVID-19 is a word that we all know well, but I have no doubt that in a few years' time, there will be something else on the horizon. And my point is, as we are living in a very complex world and a volatile world, I would think that you, as graduates, might think about a few critical habits. And they are communication. Make sure that you communicate to everyone in a world that is disruptive what your plan is. Collaborate. Have empathy in whatever you do. And I would encourage you to Google the difference between empathy and sympathy. Empathy, and then lastly, learning agility. There's so much coming at you. And as a CEO, I hire lots and lots of people from different backgrounds, but it's always those four elements that I have in mind when I hire people, not just about the functional expertise. So as I've been given the opportunity to say a few words, perhaps I've taken today's conversation into the direction of make sure that you're focused on your client first. Whatever you do, don't think always about the condition or the illness, but who they are as individuals. Think about being flexible and take the opportunity when it arises. And lastly, making yourself ready for the inevitable change in disruptive worlds, and focus on many things, including learning agility. So allow me to finish with a last quote, which I thought was very prudent today. Graduation is only a concept. In real life, every day you graduate. Graduation is a process that goes on until the last day of your life. If you can grasp that, which I have no doubt you will, you truly will make a difference. So once again, congratulations. Enjoy today, celebrate today, and I wish you all the best with your careers. Thank you.
On behalf of the graduates and their families attending this ceremony, I would like to thank Mr. Frank Weitz for his inspiring and stimulating address. We are so honored that you've taken the time to join us on this special day to share with us your thoughts and experiences. Your words of encouragement and advice are greatly appreciated. They remind us that education places upon each of us an enduring responsibility to make the best possible use of our talents and to contribute to the betterment of the society in whatever way we can. So please join me in once again thanking Mr. Frank Weitz.
I will now receive the candidates for degrees. I call upon the Deputy Vice-Chancellor and Vice President, Research.
Deputy Chancellor, I, Professor Anton Middelberg, Deputy Vice-Chancellor and Vice President Research of the University of Adelaide, certify to you and the whole university that the graduates who will be presented to you have all fulfilled the conditions prescribed for admission to the award for which they are so presented.
I I, David Hill, Deputy Chancellor of the University of Adelaide, by virtue of the power committed to me by the University, confirm that each graduate is admitted to the rank and privileges of a holder of the award in the University of Adelaide for which they are so presented today. I call on the Interim Head of the School of Public Health, Professor Tracy Merlin, to present the graduates.
Deputy Chancellor, I, Interim Head of the School of Public Health, Professor Tracy Merlin, present to you graduates from the School of Public Health. To the Graduate Certificate in Alcohol and Drug Studies, Rihanna Sultana. To the Graduate Diploma in Biostatistics, Bethany Jane Marks Mildren. To the degree of Master of Public Health, Yuan Gao. Doris Gematai Karanai. Hero Bronnie Moller. And Christina Mary Varghese. To the degree of Master of Biostatistics, Matthew Anthony Borg. And Benjamin Manwai Lamb. To the degree of Master of Counselling and Psychotherapy, Bianca Joan Jessipina Serafina Brown. Nicholas Henry Dunn. Gianluca Hall. Alberta Min Tran Long. Farah Sayahida Binti Muhammad Salim. Catherine Alicia Ponomareva. Robert Dean Reid. Stephanie Charlotte Russell. And Sophia Saidi. To the degree of Master of Clinical Science for a thesis entitled Adult Patients' Experiences of Using Electronic Personal Health Records for Self-Management of Chronic Non-Communicable Disease, a Qualitative Systematic Review, Julia Sarah Eastway. For a thesis entitled Caregivers and Healthcare Workers' Experiences in the Management of Childhood Pneumonia in Low and Low Middle Income Countries, a Systematic Review of Qualitative Evidence, Sylvia John. And for a thesis entitled Conservative Management of Occult Pneumothorax in Mechanically Ventilated Patients, Jeremy Adam Smith. To the degree of Doctor of Philosophy for a thesis entitled The Incidence, Risk Factors and Implications of Type 1 Diabetes, Whole of Population Linked Data Study of Children in South Australia born from 1999 to 2013, Mumtaz Begum. And for a thesis entitled Obstetrical Interventions During Labour and Birth, and an examination of effects on breastfeeding, neonatal mortality and children's educational outcomes, Ngida Yisma Derby. Deputy Chancellor, this concludes the graduates from the School of Public Health. I now present to you graduates from the Adelaide Nursing School. To the degree of Bachelor of Nursing, Laura Jade Walker. Demi Jane Walsh. Sadie Isabella Ward. Hannah Webber. Gemma Whitehead. Eloise Rose Willsmore. Miriam Laurel Wilson. Taylor Jade Winchester. Alana Peter Winter. Jasmine Rachel Woods. Keely Marie Wright. Lin Yao. Ali Yazchanijad. Danielle Tracy Zalandi. And Kelsey Zupanik. To the Graduate Certificate in Nursing Science, Infection Control Nursing, Emanuela Manoilova. To the Graduate Diploma of Nursing Science, Perioperative Nursing, Nicholas Philip Murray. To the Graduate Diploma in Nursing Science, Orthopaedic Nursing, Nicole Renee Hadfield. To the Graduate Diploma in Nursing Science, Oncology Nursing, Tamika Calver. Sarah Catherine Cooper. B. Lian Tan. Natasha Leah Williams. To the Graduate Diploma in Nursing Science, Intensive Care Nursing, Kathleen Boranaga Farr. Garima Kakurel. Shui Ling Li. Jovi Joy Macrahon. Mika Otsuka. Alexander Stephen Collins Safel. Joanne Jai Lutan. And Megan Joy Whitehair. To the Graduate Diploma in Nursing Science, Emergency Nursing, Emily Dykesman. James Peter Owen Hunt. Tin Lok Lau. Emma Jade Nurse. Maria Ariane Pancho. Taylor Shaw. Natasha Stewart. Joella Kate Wakefield. Susan Jane Young. And Jacinta Ann Zakili. To the Graduate Diploma in Nursing Science, Cardiac Nursing, Hanita Andrea Cavaolo, I cannot do this, Cavaolo. Amy Hannah Draper. Eric Samuelson Garcia. Nicola Claire Hobb-Malloy. Sushma Kaffel. Amelia Rose Rossi. Gemma Marie Vasoli. Felicia Anna Marie Wedding. Zoe Page Warby. Yola Samchevich Young. To the Graduate Diploma in Nursing Science, Anaesthetic and Recovery Nursing, Joanna Jane Roy. To the Graduate Diploma in Nursing Science, Acute Care Nursing, Elizabeth Kurian Chempezeril. Tej Bahadur Chuan. Leah Nicole Hendry. Justin Michael Hill. And Linbin Lee. To the degree of Master of Nursing Science, Perioperative Nursing, also receiving the Graduate Certificate in Nursing Science, Infection Control Nursing, Sylvie John. To the degree of Master of Nursing Science, Intensive Care Nursing, Tracy Ann Saxon. To the degree of Master of Nursing Science, Cardiac Nursing, Natasha Eakins. To the degree of Master of Nursing Science, Unjun Lee. Sarisha Neelama Mady. Neil Kamal Prashar. And Harry Somu. To the degree of Master of Clinical Nursing, Fariha Aman. Nika Elizabeth Atuanya. Samira Faiza Azreen. Kinga Christina Besky. Gurjit Kaur Bindra. Jessica Kate Cornish. Marie Danielle Monique Georgia Crespo. Tung An Ba Doan. Daniel James Gutschmidt. Laura Vivian Hamblin. Yating Shea. Harpreet Kaur. Adam Dale Kilpatrick. Livian Winhang Lung. Samantha Locke. Florence Marie Andree Antoinette Lorme. Smikti Pulika Parambo Matthew. Rebecca Ann Mueller. Shantha Pradashina Nararatna Nararathnaj. Chinazor Jane Indulu. Linda Phi Nhung Nguyen. Swapna Palaprolu. Abun Pandey. Hamish Prodan. Derek Shears. Dane Song. Sumit Kaur. Olivia Cecilia Jocelyn Thompson. Rowan Gerard Godwin Victor. And Samantha Wong. To the degree of Doctor of Philosophy for a thesis entitled Australian Regulatory Requirements for Migration and Registration of Internationally Qualified Health Practitioners, Melissa K. Cooper. For a thesis entitled People Living with HIV Considering a Transition to Aged Care, an Emerging Phenomenon, Michael Charles Curry. And for a thesis entitled The Awareness and Knowledge of Post-Disaster Emotional Responses in Adult Community Members and Nurses in Yogyakarta, Indonesia, Dewey Retno Pamungkas. Deputy Chancellor, this concludes the graduates from the Adelaide Nursing School and for this ceremony.
Deputy Chancellor, University Doctoral Research Medals are awarded to graduates who have completed outstanding research at doctoral level. This award is the premier award for doctoral candidates at the university. I, Professor Anton Middleberg, Deputy Vice-Chancellor and Vice President Research of the University of Adelaide, present to you a recipient of the 2020 University Doctoral Research Medal. For research in the field of public health, Blesson Matthew Farkis.
There's a lot of smiling, but it's a very happy day, isn't it? So it's a wonderful thing to enjoy. At each of our graduations, we have a valedictorian present to us, and today, Hero Mullen will come forward and present to us a valedictory address on behalf of the cohort of graduates here today. So please welcome Hero. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm deeply honoured to be giving this valedictory address today. I want you guys to know that I'm not going to talk too much about how the last year of our degrees was bizarre and painful, or about how we wrote our dissertations and completed our final assignments during a pandemic. because today is about our achievements and the paths ahead of us. But, that being said, it is the backdrop against which we finished our degrees, and I think we should be extra proud of ourselves, ridiculously proud of ourselves. On behalf of the graduates here, I would like to thank the staff at the University of Adelaide, the teachers and professors who work tirelessly to support and educate us in real life and virtually. Thank you to the parents, family members, and partners who supported and encouraged us. I know I would not be here without them. I'm thankful for the world-class education we've received and the friendships we've made. Thank you to those that are here to celebrate with us today, and those that would be here if they could. We have all overcome challenges to get here, big and small. During my master's degree, I decided I was not going to be defined by a grade. I was not going to let my self-worth be defined by academic success as it had been in the past. It wasn't always easy, but I tried to let go, to lighten up, just sit down, make a start, see what happens, and then I would hand in the assignment and say to my partner, no, this is it, this is the one, I've definitely failed. Considering that around 70% of people experience imposter syndrome, I know I'm not alone in having these thoughts. I hope that if we have doubts about our abilities and our intelligence down the road, we can think back on this day and our time at Adelaide Uni. We finished our degrees during a pandemic. We can do anything. As graduates of the Adelaide Nursing School and the School of Public Health, I know that we care about others. We want to help people and we have so much compassion. I hope as we move forward into a world of challenges and uncertainty, we can show ourselves that same compassion. Be gentle on yourself. I know some of us have big plans, while some of us aren't sure what we want to do next. I definitely belong to the latter group, and that's fine. Maybe those who urge us to focus on the process and not the result are onto something. Our learning, our personal process, hasn't ended with this graduation. It has only just begun. I want to leave you with this quote from Albert Einstein. Never regard study as a duty, but as an enviable opportunity to learn to know the liberating influence of beauty in the realm of the spirit, for your own personal joy, and to the profit of the community to which your later works belong. Thank you.
Thank you for that stirring address, Hero, much appreciated. I just wanted now, just to perhaps go a little bit off script, I was looking out on so many of you as we were going through the presentations, and there's so many people here from so many cultures. I think it does us well, doesn't it, to pause and reflect just how privileged we really are to be here today, to meet like this. There would be graduates all over the world who have been denied this privilege. There are graduates here whose families are experiencing great trauma. We think of the people of India, of France, of Japan. And so it does us well just to pause and reflect on how blessed and how privileged we are in this country. But just listening to Hero, I thought of something else. What an apt name, Hero. Because here today, our graduates are our future nurses, our medical health workers. You're heroes. You're going to be heroes. Because you're going to go out into the world and you're going to be at the front line. Perhaps many of you will be at the front line of dealing with this pandemic that isn't over. And from all of us, we salute you. We thank you. You've chosen the most noble of professions, really, that sadly I think with teachers and nurses and perhaps our ambulance workers, our police forces, maybe until COVID, when we realised what was really essential, we didn't truly appreciate. So from all of us, thank you. I also wanted to congratulate all of you on what is a great achievement. You've worked so hard to be here today and to graduate. Remember those here today and those at home who are perhaps watching who have supported you here. Thank them, the significant others in your lives. And I wish you every success in your careers and in your lives from this day forward. From our perspective, you join 147,000 people, and that's the alumni of the University of Adelaide in 134 countries all around the world, making an impact that matters in the lives of so many people. You join that illustrious group. I would also like to thank the opportunity again to thank Frank, to thank Hero, to thank our mace bearer, and everybody who's worked behind the scenes to make this a very special and a very, very pleasant day. What I'd like to do now is to ask all of our graduates to remain seated and all of us to stand and again congratulate our graduates. Well, if everyone can remain standing, what I'll do now is ask our graduates to also stand. We'll now have the academic recession. Once we have left the building, if you would all please just remain where you are, and the ushers will direct you to the exits in due course. So I, the Deputy Chancellor of the University of Adelaide, declare this wonderful congregation adjourned. Thank you.